Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Tuesday. Tuesday's request day. Today's map was requested by the creator over on Patreon. Yes, this is one of the BonBon buddies. Now, just because they're a BonBon buddy and supporting the channel does not mean I'm going to go easy on them. In fact, you cannot buy a star. Well, you can buy a star, but it's going to be an unmarked envelope, it's going to be unmarked notes, and I'm not saying how many. And if I refuse, I'm still keeping the cash. I think that's a fair deal, don't you? Anyway, it's a creator we've done once in the past, back in episode 1212, episode 1212, where they got 9 stars, which is the pass mark, and today's map looks like it might be somewhere in the same category. But before we do any reviewing, I've got some doing. And you know what that doing is? Yes, it's youing. Off you go. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Aisi Archipelago. Previously we've done Aisi Valley, was it? I don't remember. There's a few Aisis by EDH 0904. There's your start square, a little bit dark. I think we were heading towards sunset at that time, but yeah, 2 entry points to the start square. Terrain heights is a lot of flat buildable space in amongst some interesting shaped islands and stuff. There's your resources and splashes of resources pretty much everywhere. And then if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, your fishing map will look just like this. Off to the workshop, but what do we need? Well, you'll be pleased to know this is 100% vanilla. No DLC is required at all, and just a nice little write-up that gives you all the basics that you're probably going to want to know. Not too many trees used either, which is quite nice. If you are wanting to link to my channel, there's a few people who like to link to my channel. Hey, that's great. There's the link to my channel. It's actually easier to just do youtube.com/BonBonB. You don't even need channel in there. You don't need like Flux. A link to Flux down here includes a user, Fluxtrons. Nope, just youtube.com/BonBonB. And it's easy to remember. So also handy if you're overseas on holiday and you're trying to find my channel because you need to keep up. Why would you, if you're sat on the beach, want to be watching this? I don't know, but just in case you are, yeah, that's the quickest way to find me. Okay, so we are out on the edge of the map, heading along. This is a long island. I'm assuming this is an island. It does connect to the edge of the map, but let's say it's an island. The highways are elevated. Now, elevated here. Oh, I forgot to mention, we have a what map first today. I am taken aback. It's not very often we get a true what map first, but yes, something never seen before on this map. That in, well, what episode are we now? 1250 something. 1252 in that number of episodes, and bear in mind we have multiple maps in some of the earlies. Never seen before. Don't get too excited. It's not a game changer, but it's a rarity. So hey, listen, I'm looking forward to showing you that one. We'll save that to the end. How about that? Anyway, yes, elevated, which I guess is in case of flooding. If you have natural disasters and you may have some flooding, and therefore, well, you kind of want to have it safe, don't you? And elevated will keep you away from the flooding, maybe. And then over here we have our main intersection. This is feeding traffic off towards the edge of the map on the other side. And if we head down the highway that we're facing now, and I have no problem with this intersection at all, it's perfectly lovely. If we head down here, we're going to head now down towards the start square. You won't see any traffic down here because there is no through connection down this way. So yes, now, what do I like about today's map? Well, above everything else, I think the shapes of the island are going to make for an interesting shape city build. There is something to be said for that. There are a lot of people that do a map that it's just like, hell, listen, you can just do a big grid city here, nothing to stop you. And to have an interesting shoreline, have some pre-built forests, not the most exciting forests, but hey, they're still forests. They can be used to shape the city. And of course the road and the rail also not being complete straight lines, which again be very easy to do, also means that if you decide not to bulldoze them, you're going to have to work around them, and then your city can evolve off of the shape of the road and the rail. Heading down now very much across the final bridge now into Start Square Zone, which is, it's alright. Bounce across here, sorry about the bounce. And we've got two intersections right on top of each other. We have this one, which is very nice. I've got to say very slickly done. Not sure if it's plopped or hand drawn, but it is very slickly done indeed. I've got no grumbles with that at all. And then if we head up this way, we'll get to the other Start Square intersection. So we've got the two that's both stick their nose into the Start Square, and so you can attack the Start Square from two different angles. Quite like that. That's a pretty neat thing. Of course, if you've got Traffic Manager Present Edition, you can then also make it that the traffic doesn't clog up, queuing up behind traffic to get to this highway entrance over here. Now anyway, the rail's okay, actually. No major grumbles. This is a fairly slow, smooth ramp going back down to ground level. Oh, we got right on the edge. This is like the harbour edge here, and we've got a little bit of a ridge going on there that could be cleaned up just a little bit. Not the world's biggest problem, and won't stop you from building there, but it's not the prettiest thing. It's in the aesthetic score, really. But anyway, yes, so the rail goes up and over the highway, but it does so really quite smoothly, and it's certainly within the context of the game and the sort of map we're looking at. I have no real problems with that at all. And then here, a lesser creator would have an up and over rail bridge here, and this is pretty flat going across. Not perfectly flat, but certainly flat enough, and again, no complaints from me here. We have no catenary chaos either, which is a really good thing. With the amount of maps where we have catenaries in the middle of the rail lines is well, I've lost count. I've lost count. It's at least a dozen. At least a dozen. Anyway, we'll follow the rail around the outside of this mountain. Now, this mountain we're going to have a look at in the second half of the show. It's, for me, it's my biggest sticking point with the map. It's not it's not a game changer for me, but I wouldn't not play the map because of it. I would rather play a different map, like my own one. Hey, listen, there's a Let's Play coming on BonBon Island at some point. I will get these episodes up and running as soon as I can. Yes, Let's Plays. I haven't built a city in so long. Building up suspense. Oh, speaking of suspense, I wonder if there's a really good shipping route on today's map. Not long to find out. We'll do that straight after today's intermission. And I think this will be now.
Do your cul-de-sacs look like this? Do you want them to look like this? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to the Perfect Cul-de-sacs by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And so back to Aisi Archipelago by EVH0904. And yes, we've got a very slick shipping route. Not only that, we have some very slick shipping triangles. Where are they? Here it is. Here's one. Look at that. That's really lovely. And we've got another one here. Yeah, we've got the boat doing a bit of a U-turn, but you know what? It has to do a U-turn to get around that island that's in the way. I'm happy with that. And then we have the shipping routes that then go up past the harbours. It gives us all of the access we'd like. Not around the top of the harbour there, but, you know, most of the other places. Water flow. Now, you got a hint of water here that you could draw and pump into. It's stationary water, but we have got it. And then around on this side, you've also got access to this within the start square. And there is motion in that ocean. So I'm good with that as well. Water flow, tick. So overall, yeah, the shape of the map, I think, is the big selling point of this one. Plenty of flat buildable space. But my big grumble is this mountain. First of all, for me, it's too big. And it takes up quite a large chunk of what I think is probably the main buildable island. Now, I probably would lower it down a little bit. Maybe like this one over here. See this this island over here? We've got this ridge going up here. I feel that's plenty big enough. Now, if we had something maybe just a little bit bigger than this, maybe just a little bit bigger than this on that one in terms of height, and then we could have a bit more build space in the 25 tiles while still having an interesting shape, and maybe transfer a few hills over onto that ridge over there. I think that'll make the map just a little bit more interesting, but it's not a game breaker for me. The beaches are, yeah, they're a bit clunky. Yeah, a little bit more work on your beaches, EDH, just a little bit. They're not the worst, but they are very vanilla feeling, and I know it's a vanilla map, but with the terrain tool, you can do a little bit better than that. So just something for you to work on there on your beaches. Right, what's going on here under the water? Well, there's a little bit of a smudge. Do you see the smudge? That's because right underneath the water here, we have got that. I would be inclined to drop that down a little bit. Better still, if you're going to have that there, let's have an essential lighthouse on the end of this island on the left here. I think that deserves a lighthouse. Or a sunk ship on it. Or something. It's just begging for it. Here, this looks like an inlet that isn't quite an inlet. I think it's neither one nor the other, and it just looks a little bit weird. So either just a little bit deeper or a little bit shallower, I think would be better. And then over here, hint of blue mantle, just a hint underneath the highway. You may have caught a glimpse elsewhere, I think under the rail somewhere, but that's the worst bit of blue mantle on the map. I thought I'd better show you that one. And then if we head back down towards the start square, we have that what map first to look forward to. Now, what could it possibly be? Oh, hang on, we've got some trees on the trunk line. I forgot about that. But yes, just a few down there. That's it. I think that's it. I didn't see anything else. Any others? I don't see any others. Checking for blue mantle under the rail here. Actually, I think this is the one with the blue mantle. Yeah, there might be a hint of blue mantle underneath that one, but it's not one I'm worried about because I had to really struggle and it's not obvious. Right, okay, now let's head down to the final intersection, the start square intersection. And I'm going to loop around and we're going to come back on it down at ground level. So let's hit down to ground level and stick our wheels on the ground if we can. And then we're just going to head off. Now, I'm not quite sure which turning we need to take. The gantry seems to be obscured. Can't read the signs. Now, admittedly, the signs are like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, the signs on those gantries are, yeah, behind that, which is a little bit awkward. And I would call that a detailing error. Anyway, what are we doing? Start square. Plenty of flat buildable space in the start square, double access points, and a beauty of an asset of the day. Today we have from Comrade Intents. Apparently this was actually a commission item as well, so yeah, all credit both to the commissionee and the commissioner. It's Tromsø Domkirke, sorry, which of course is the church in Tromsø in Norway. What a lovely building. What a lovely... I'll tell you what, the Norwegians do know how to make some really lovely buildings. They do. Factoids. Let's do some factoids, shall we? How about the underwater explorer Zack Otto invented the aqualung whilst serving with the French resistance during World War II. I can't think of anything funny to say about that. Hey, you've got to do something. And yeah, war is a great time for inventions, isn't it? That is something to be said about war. Without war, there are many things we wouldn't have. Oh, what's that? Hang on, let me just get around the top here. What's this vein on the top here? Hang on. Getting the camera in there. Oh, 1861. Fair enough. Tromsø Domkirke by Comrade and Tates. Smiley face, unsmiley face. Today's asset of the day. I really like that. Anybody doing a Norwegian build, grab that and do it. Use it. Anyway, we've kind of made it, which means it's your chance to vote on the map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description that takes you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, I find the island layout vaguely interesting. I'm not saying it's the most exciting layout I've ever seen, but I find it vaguely interesting. I think it's one that could make for an interesting city build, which would be an aesthetic city build. It's not mind-blowing though. I'm going to go 3 stars. I think I've got to go slightly below middle 3, but I find it interesting. Detailing. Yeah, 1 or 2 minor detailing issues, but they are minor detailing issues. Across the whole, though, the map definitely falls into middle 3 categories, so let's go just slightly below middle 3. Gameplay potential, I don't really see any problems with this one. There's not really anything to fix, 1 or 2 trees, but other than that, it seems like a fairly solid Let's Play, so let's go with a fairly solid middle 3. Aisi Archipelago by EDH0904, 3 stars across the board, that's the pass mark. You will not be disappointed if you take on that map for a standard vanilla Let's Play city build. Let's just do it. Let's all go play on that map. Let's head over, subscribe, hit the like button, not just for this show, but on that map as well. Let's get it trending. But do it gently. If you're still here, you're part of the 20 and athlete, use the word of the day. Into the comments, score some population points just for fun. Do it as part of a sentence if you can, because it's more interesting that way. And I'll be back tomorrow with another What's Map. Thanks for watching.